underline another meaning for me of this ceremony, and maybe a biggest picture, I don't know, I'm not sure. The meaning is what we are celebrating today is your courage, the war you fought, what you did. But it's also through you what the American army did for us, what your companion, comrades did for us. And I don't forget that so many young American soldiers died in Normandy. In Normandy you can see the beaches, but you also have to go to the cemeteries. And what I want to say is that with what you have done, you have strengthened the friendship, the alliance between France and the United States. You know, it's a very long-term friendship. Even before having America, United States, as a free, independent country, we were here. I'm sure you know about it, because the French were in Florida more than 450 years ago, and we have the Fort Caroline in Jacksonville. But let's only speak of United States and France. I'm sure all of you very well know the name of General Lafayette, who came to America in 1788 to help General Washington, and with him he brought Admiral Rochambeau, who was the great strategist, the great soldier, and all together we helped you to fight your revolution, to get your independence. I know this is in all the memories. And then we had to call you to help us. That was First World War. And this year we are also commemorating the first centenary of the beginning of First World War in Europe. We had to call you, and we could count on you. Even before the official beginning of the war for the United States, even before 1917, we had some American fighters, airplanes coming to France with the Lafayette Escadrille. And then you entered the war, 1917, and you helped us to end that war, which was an awful and terrible moment for Europe. And then we had to fight again, 20 years after this, and to fight the barbarity of a regime, the Nazi regime. And you entered the war, and I know, because my parents, my father, who participated in the war as an American soldier, he was only 20 years old, and he enrolled in the American army. But I know from my family that this time was a hard time in France. We were under a foreign occupation with the German army, and everyone was suffering very much. And after 42, maybe 43, and beginning of 44, in Normandy, everyone knew something was going to happen. Everyone knew it. And the hope was American soldier. And then came the 6th of June, and then, gentlemen, you came, every division, one by one, you came and you fought on the French soil in Normandy. And then you won the battle for the landing. You won the battle of Caen, which was a very difficult battle in July 44. And then you went to Paris. And then you went to the frontier with Germany. And then you went to Germany, and we had the end of the war. That was such a great accomplishment. We have it in the memory we have it in our friendship between France and the United States. Not only for what you did with the army, but also because after the war, the United States helped us to recover, to develop the country. We had the Marshall Plan, and the Marshall Plan, it was given to France, but also to Germany, which was the right thing to do. And you do know now that Germany is our first partner in Europe, and we are really close friends with German people. And this is also what the United States has done, helping us to recover. After this, once again, it was a long time ago, but Europe as it is today, a peaceful continent with democracy, with freedom, I think, in a large part of it is due to the American help. Our friendship is still very well alive today. I can't mention everything. I will just mention the state visit of President Hollande a few weeks ago in Washington, and then he went to San Francisco. I don't want to bother you with all this, but just let you know that we really agree on many things with our American friends, particularly in foreign policy. One thing I want to mention to you, something President François Hollande did, but I guess you know it. He awarded the Legion of Honor to the American unknown soldier of World War II. This was also a way to thank all the soldiers, all of them. So I don't want to be too long. I know we have something important to do now, which is awarding you the medal. But I want to thank once again Tom Kaiser for what he does. I want to thank the First Presbyterian Church for receiving us. First time I have the ceremony in a church, but after all, this story, your story, gentlemen, it was a story of faith, of spirit. And I see this word remembrance, and now we have to remember. So this is a very nice place to celebrate this event today. And I want to thank my team of the French consulate, Caroline and Sophie. They have done a very good job to have all of you here once again with Tom and his veterans. I will explain you the next step now. I'm going to call each of you, gentlemen, one by one, and we will stand there. And I will give you the medal, pronouncing the traditional sentence, which is au nom du président de la République, nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur. Which means, but I know some of you speak French. I had some conversations in French. Which means, in the name of the President of the French Republic, we make you Knight of the Legion of Honor. So I will call Caroline, who will call every one of you, and who will read a short military biography of yours. I think this is very important to let everyone know what each of you did. So let's proceed. Thank you for your attention.